not by shouting louder, not by proving anything to anyone, but by becoming so consistent, so disciplined, and so focused on your growth that your presence speaks before you do. Let your silence be filled with progress. Let your pain turn into skill. Let your doubts become fuel. One day, they won't ask who you are. They'll ask how you did it. Not by asking for attention, but by earning respect through discipline. While others talk, you build. While others complain, you improve. Day by day, in silence, you grow stronger. And one day, without announcing it, the world will notice. Not by chasing approval, not by explaining your dreams to people who doubt you, but by showing up every single day, even when no one is watching. There will be days when progress feels invisible, days when effort goes unnoticed, days when quitting feels easier than continuing. But those are the days that shape you. While others wait for motivation, you rely on discipline. While others look for shortcuts, you choose the long road. And while they sleep on their potential, you build yours in silence. Pain will test you. Failure will humble you. Loneliness will strengthen you. And slowly, without warning, you become different. One day they won't ignore you anymore. Not because you demanded attention, but because your growth became impossible to overlook. You will outgrow the rooms that once felt comfortable. Conversations will change. People will misunderstand your silence. Let them, because growth doesn't ask for permission, and discipline doesn't need applause. There will be moments when you feel invisible, when your sacrifices seem pointless, when the world keeps moving, but you feel stuck. That's not failure. That's transformation. Every early morning, every late night, every time you chose effort over excuses, was shaping a version of you stronger than yesterday. You are not behind. You are being prepared. And when the results finally show, they won't see the struggle, the doubt, or the lonely nights. They will only see the outcome. That's when you realize you didn't become someone they can't ignore by trying to be seen. You became someone they can't ignore because you refused to quit. And even then, you won't feel like celebrating. Because becoming strong teaches you humility. Becoming disciplined teaches you patience. You will stop needing validation. Stop explaining your choices. Stop proving your worth. Your standards will rise. Your circle will shrink. Your focus will sharpen. What once hurt will no longer control you. What once distracted you will no longer tempt you. You will move differently, think differently, choose differently, Not because life became easier, but because you became stronger. And in that quiet confidence, without announcing your arrival, without demanding recognition, you will stand firm. Not chasing attention, not begging for approval. Just grounded, just prepared, just undeniable. And when the moment finally comes, it won't feel loud. It won't feel dramatic. It will feel calm. Because you've already fought the hardest battles in silence. You've already faced the doubts, the setbacks, the days you almost gave up. This is not luck. This is earned. You didn't rush the process. You respected it. You stayed when it was uncomfortable. You kept going when quitting made sense. Now, you don't need to announce your success. Your presence carries weight. Your work speaks clearly. You walk in, and the room feels it. No explanations, no validation, just impact. That's when you know you didn't become someone they can't ignore to be noticed. You became someone they can't ignore because you became undeniable. You'll realize the waiting was necessary. The silence was intentional. The loneliness was shaping your independence. Nothing was wasted. Every delay taught patience. Every setback built resilience. Every moment of doubt forced clarity. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to grow into yourself. So keep going, even when no one claps, even when no one believes. Because the world doesn't notice effort, it notices results. And when it does, you won't explain your journey. You'll simply stand there, rooted, steady, and sure. Still moving forward, still becoming someone they can't ignore. And from here on, you understand now. You understand now that real power moves quietly. That confidence doesn't need witnesses. That purpose doesn't need permission. You choose depth over noise, progress over praise, consistency over excitement. Some will notice late, some will never notice at all, and that's okay. Because this was never about them. It was about the promise you made to yourself on the days no one believed, especially when you almost didn't. So you keep your head down, your standards high, your discipline sharp. You don't chase the spotlight. You build the foundation. And wherever you go next, whatever room you walk into, whatever challenge stands in front of you, you don't ask to be seen. You are someone they can't ignore. And even if tomorrow feels uncertain, you no longer fear it. Because you trust the work you've done when no one was watching. You trust the habits you built in silence. You trust the version of yourself you fought hard to become. You're not chasing perfection. You're committed to progress. Step by step, rep by rep, day by day, No shortcuts, no applause, just integrity, just effort, just forward motion. And if the world ever forgets your name, it won't matter, because you'll know who you are. And that is more than enough. And when you finally pause, it won't be because you're tired of trying, but because you've learned how to stand still without feeling lost. You've become rooted, not rushed, not shaken. Life will still test you. Pressure will still knock. But now, you answer differently. With clarity, with control, with calm strength. You don't need reminders of who you are. You built it. You lived it. So whatever comes next, you face it without noise, without fear, without doubt. Still moving forward, still evolving, not chasing attention, not seeking approval, just existing at a level that can no longer be ignored. And even in the quiet after the storm, you don't soften your standards. You keep the same habits, the same discipline, the same respect for the process. Because this isn't a moment, it's a way of living. You don't need a finish line to prove anything. You don't need witnesses to stay committed. You simply continue. Calm, consistent, unshakable. Not trying to be remembered, not trying to be admired, just becoming, again and again, someone they can't ignore. And if no one ever applauds, you won't slow down. Because your drive no longer comes from recognition, but from alignment between who you are and how you live. You wake up with intention. You move with restraint. You act with purpose. No drama, no rush, no need to be loud. You've learned that strength doesn't demand space, it creates it. So you keep walking, not ahead of others, not behind them, just forward. And in that steady motion, without force, without announcement, you become rare. Not because you tried to stand out, but because you stayed true when it was easier not to. Still here, still building, still becoming someone they can't ignore. And one day, even you will stop counting the days. Not because the journey ended, but because the journey became who you are. Effort feels natural now. Discipline feels normal. Growth feels inevitable. You no longer measure yourself against noise, against trends, against opinions. You measure yourself against yesterday. Quietly better, quietly stronger, quietly present. No need to arrive, no need to prove, just living the standard you once dreamed of. And in that simplicity, without trying, without chasing, you remain someone they can't ignore. And if the world never fully understands your journey, you won't feel the need to explain it.